right, so if we can cool here with Dave from Vanna, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
Real good, man. Good. So I understand you guys just put a new release out 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes, we did. The record's called Void, and we just released it on Pure Noise Record, which is it's a new label for us. It's technically our first release. We co-released our last vinyl with them, with our last two, Artery recordings and Pure Noise, but now we're officially with Pure Noise. And yeah, it's great. We're playing a couple songs off of it on the Warped Tour here, and the response has been pretty overwhelming with the record. And yeah, we're excited. It's finally just out,
Right, exactly.
You record it and you sit on it and you listen to it and you just wanna. You talk, you hype it up on the internet. You talk about it. We had marketing and whatever our publicist team was doing, and people were like, I just want to hear it. I'm like, I just want to show you so bad. So it's finally out. Kids got it. Couldn't be happier.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, for you to be on the Warped Tour and have a release out, it's got to be a great thing, because it's people that weren't a fan of Vanna yesterday are going to be one today. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
These kids are here to see, they only know one or two bands maybe, you know what I mean?
That's the
But it's a full day, and it's just like, you do what you can. You got a half hour up there, right? It's just like, you guys are going to come to us, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great, because like you said, man, kids are go, oh, I love this band, this band, this band. I'm going to Warped Tour. But then that's 3 out of 80 bands that are here, and you can just, I always say, I'm cool with kids doing 15 minutes at our set, 15 minutes, popping around.
Right.
Because more importantly than I want kids to listen to as much as they can, absorb as much as they can. The better that each band does, the better that the genre does, the better that Warped Tour does, the better that everyone can thrive better, So yeah, I got 30 minutes on that stage, and we get it all the time. I go, how many people have never seen Vanna before? And 70 to 90% of the crowd's hands go up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And maybe it's kids that can never make it out before. I get a lot of at the merch table. I literally didn't know what your band sounded like until you started playing. And they bought a CD, they bought a poster, they bought a shirt.
Right.
I love your band, man. And that's the beauty of Warped Tour, is that's what you want to do. We released the record on Warped Tour on purpose. We released it the first week of Warped Tour, so we're we have a new CD. It just came out on this tour. So kids want that. Anything that's fresh, they want that. Which is great, and we get to play new songs, and the cool part about that is you get the old fans who play the old stuff, but these kids, they hear that new stuff, they hear that new CD, and the next tour you do, they want to hear that new stuff.
Exactly.
And which is for us is feels so good. The kids want to hear new music constantly. So, and we've been touring for 8 years, and been heavy touring for the last 5 years, 10 months a year, and for a kid to go, I've never heard of you guys, are you new? I'm like, no, but that's fine. Because if we're new to you, we won't be burnt out, we won't be old, you won't get sick, you'll just try to pick up on everything that we do. So I love when kids think we're a new band. It's great.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, the great thing about this is, like you said, you're meeting these kids too. So not only is just I seen someone awesome that day, but I got to meet them. You know what I mean?
Well,
he took the time out. He fucking signed my shit. He took my picture. It's just
man,
you know what I mean?
I walk around all day. We're not the band that sits in our bandwagon's empty and locked all day. We don't sit on that thing. We're out, all of us walking around. We're hitting the merch table, trying to bring kids in and talk to them. When we play, I go out in the crowd, get off stage, go out in the crowd, and do a song in the crowd, because I just want to be with them. You know what I mean? I want them to know that me, I'm the same dude. I wear clothes, I pee in the toilet.
Right.
You know what I mean? We all are the same people, so I want to be with them. And then we do a signing immediately afterwards. And the amount of kids that I'm like, hey, you want a poster? And they're like, I don't need money. I'm like, this is free. It's a piece of fucking paper. My signature, it's free. I just want you to, if you liked it and you want to hang it on your wall, I love seeing pictures of kids with Vanna stuff on their walls.
Oh, definitely, man.
It feels so good, man.
Think about the shit you had on your wall when you were
exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's the exact feeling for me, and then the feeling for them is they got to hang out with us, which is, you know what? I kind of think that I kind of think we're losers and kind of whatever kind of dudes, but if they want to hang out with us, it's awesome, man. So yeah, you'll always catch us trying to talk to you. Anyone wants to take a picture, and at the end of the set, I go, we're going to do something right now. Well, I have nothing to pack up. I have no vocals, so I got nothing to pack up. So all the guys got to pack up. So I run right over, and I started this thing on this tour where I'll take a picture with you in line, waiting for our signing, but only if it's a selfie. You got to do a selfie with me. And that's the only way I'll do stuff. So I go down the line, and then I do selfies up until the guys all head over.
Right.
And then we'll, like the other night, we played in Jersey, we played last. And I was like, oh man, closing the Warped Tour at 8 o'clock. The kids are sleeping by 4, passed out on the lawn.
Oh, yeah.
And it was probably one of the best sets of the whole tour. So many people there. And I was like, all right, we're going to do a sign-in right after we're done. And I think it was Parkway Drive, or someone was playing at like 8:45, which meant when they were done at like 9:15 or whatever, that's the park's closed.
Yeah, show's over.
Security has to get them out. Well, as soon as I said we were doing a signing, our stage was closed down. All the security guards went around our tent, and they were like, "You guys played a really good show. You gotta hurry up with this line though." And the line was like around the whole. So I was running up and down, taking pictures with kids, and we were literally at the end. Security was so nice, and I could hear them getting yelled at on walkie-talkies, like, "Get them out." And they're like, "We gotta get them out." And so they were helping us hand out posters to kids, and we were running up and down the lines and signing and giving them hugs at the gate, because our tent was right at the gate.
Okay.
So we were giving them hugs at the gate, and I was signing through fences and stuff. So we just want. It's a lot of money to come to Warped Tour. You know, it's like a $50 ticket. And it's worth it, but it's like a $50 ticket, gas, you want to buy merch, you got to buy food. Food's crazy prices out there. A bottle of water's $6 today. So we want every kid to get every dollar amount worth, you know?
Oh, for
and
sure.
if that means hanging around until it gets dark out and you get kicked out, then that's what that means, you know what I mean? We'll do whatever it takes, man. You know?
Now, you said you've been doing this for quite some time.
Yeah.
Now, being on this and having some bands that have been doing it for a little bit longer, that get a little bit more exposure, I mean, how does that work backstage? Do you come up to somebody and say, hey, you know, point me in the right direction on certain shit?
Well, I mean, I've been touring since I was 19.
I mean, you've been doing
I've been touring, like, before I joined Vanna, it was like, you know, very small club DIY type stuff. The cool thing about Warped Tour is, man, the veterans of this, like, every time I die, I've been touring for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gone on tour with them, and they're, like, amazing to us. They're so nice to us, and they're very good friends of ours. You know, even, like, the veterans all the way to, like, the new baby bands that just started.
Right.
I hope kids know that. It's not like Vanna hangs out with bands that sound like Vanna. It's not like that, man. We hang out with everybody. If you're good people, then we're gonna hang out with you, you know? And the cool thing about Warped Tour, it's like a big adult summer camp, and everyone just is in a good mood. Everyone just wants to hang out. Everyone wants to see each other strive, you know? Bands will shout out, like, yo, go see Vanna at this time, they're playing right there. And like we do the same thing, like up next, like our stage is stacked out. So whoever's after us, I find out, I'm like, yep, that band rules. I'm like, yo, go do our signing, it's right there. Immediately after you're done, come right back, because it's like a 15-minute changeover.
Yeah.
Come right back and watch the Color Morale. Come right back and watch Every Time I Die. Come back and watch Straight from the Path. Like, you know, everybody supports each other wholeheartedly. And yeah, and every once in a while, you know, you get a little bit of like, you have a conversation with, an older, veteran of touring, you know what I mean?
You hear less than Jake for them.
Yeah, exactly. 2 years ago.
You know, I was 15 coming to this shit, man. You know what I mean?
I literally watched them when I was 15. I had bleached blonde hair, and 2 years ago was taking Back Sunday. They're on the tour.
Mm-hmm.
Super nice to us, and we, get some drinks at the barbecue, and they start telling stories, and I'll say all these things, and like that's sort of their way of like giving advice. I'll tell you a story of how they fucked up or whatever, whatever.
Right.
And you're like, wow, this is amazing. I'm getting to hear this, you know, and see this, you know. And dude, all the veteran bands on this tour are really cool. You know, we did a bowling competition, Yellow Card played, and they were so nice, and we were like looking at each other as we were bowling and stuff. It's cool, man. Like, Warped Tour's a very open-minded, very cool place to be.
But you know what the great thing about this is too is some of these bands aren't the same style as you, so it's not somebody you're going to be touring with on a regular basis.
Right, so you try to like spend a lot of time
exactly.
together, you know? There's a band from Boston that we're really good friends with called Bad Rabbits.
Okay.
They sound like Michael Jackson. They're like a pop band, but I love them. They're like our brothers, so they spend as much, and we're always like, man, I wish we could tour together. It just wouldn't make any sense. They're from Boston. We could do a show in Boston.
A little hometown show.
It'd be cool. A lot of hardcore kids love Bad Rabbits, because, like, let's be honest, you don't just listen to heavy music all the time. You listen to other little things here and there. So yeah, this thing is like, you might not get to tour with a lot of these bands, so you just try to get all those hangs in as much as you can.
Very cool, very cool.
Absolutely.
Now I understand he also made some great relationships where things go on after the tour, right?
Yeah.
So there may be a band here that you guys might be touring with. We're not going to announce it
yeah,
today,
but there is a band on this tour who is literally, I watch them every day, and they're smashing this tour to pieces. And they're some of the greatest dudes I've ever met in my whole life. I'm like blown away by how amazing they are. And yeah, we'll be touring with them in the fall, and I think that kids are going to be really happy about it because every time we post about this band or anything or hanging out, kids are like, please tour together, and like, it's already done. Like, I mean, it's been done. We were joking about announcing it in a way that's like, you wanted it, you got it, it's happening. I just think kids that, when they see bands hanging out and being friends, they love it because it's like, those are my two favorite bands, and those bands are best friends, It's cool, man. So yeah, we will be doing a very cool tour in the US in October with a very good band on this tour.
Very cool.
Yes.
Now, if I wanted to find out about that, I want to follow up more on Vanna. I want to know what's going on, if there's going to be a single coming out, there's going to be a video, there's going to be obviously this tour announcement.
Yep.
Where am I going to?
Our Facebook is vannamusic.com, facebook.com/vannamusic. It's got, everything on there. We do have a website. It's actually, we use Tumblr as a way for, it's just vannaboston.com, but it's our Tumblr, and everything cycles through there. Any pictures, if you tag Vanna in something, we're going to find it and we're going to repost it.
Very cool.
Just pictures, videos, anything. We officially release our, music videos on there and all that stuff. We have an Instagram.
All right.
It's just at vannaboston.com, and we use that a whole lot. Tumblr and Instagram are what we use a real lot. You can follow us on Twitter. It's at VannaBoston. Once again, it's mostly just me tweeting ridiculous, stupid things or bands I like or pictures of whatever. So we are very, very active on our social media sites because we know that is our link to everyone. That's how everyone we can talk. So follow us on all that stuff. Because if it's going to happen in our world, we're going to talk about it. It's not going to be hidden. You're not going to have to go very far to find out where it is. Every day on a tour, I will post a flyer every day of, the flyer, the location of where we are playing that day, the time, it'll be there. So as long as you follow us on these things, you will know about everything. So the announcement for the tour will go up probably at the end of August. We're going to have a new music video come out in, I think, September.
Okay.
We shot 2 music videos, so we put up one right before Warped Tour, and we're going to put up one right after Warped Tour. So they'll be out there, you'll see them. Just, go there. So if you're a Facebook kind of person, do the Facebook. If you like Tumblr and Instagram and Twitter, do that. Or just do it all.
Nowadays, man, everyone's got to do something. It ain't the way it used to be where,
it's so easy now.
Yeah, for sure.
I used to have to go download bands on hxcmp3.com. That's where I downloaded a Norma Jean record or something. And it was shows. I knew about them because I'd go to a show and I'd get handed another flyer. This band's coming to town?
Exactly.
Cool. And then Pure Volume came along and that was cool. I forget. Literally now, the only way you don't know, there's an app called Bands in Town, and most bands are registered with it. When you can set it so that when a band is coming to your town, you can get an update the month before, the week before, day of, an hour before. You can get an update. You can set it, get an update whenever you want to. That the band's so. The only way that when kids are like, I didn't know you weren't here. I'm like, are you just closing your eyes and just not paying attention to anything? You gotta pay attention. So if you like a band, pay attention to all their shit.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, another thing is touring's going to be a great deal to make, obviously, your money these days. I mean, if somebody wants your CD, unfortunately, click.
Download.
It's right there.
Always.
So you're constantly got to be on the road. You said you're on the road about 10 months out of the year because you know that's where everything comes through.
That's where it all is.
Go buy a ticket, support them. You really like the band? Go see them.
Come to the show, man. Yeah, that's the thing is I just was saying earlier in another interview, how do you feel about downloading? And I'm like, you know what, man? To put a price tag and a number on, art is tough, you know, it's a hard thing to do, and we want you to go buy it. We sell our record for $5.
Yeah,
Our
it's
label,
right there.
our label gives them to us. We buy them off our label for $4. We sell them for $5. And that $1 we make a CD just goes back into gas or whatever.
That's getting you fucking here or there.
I'm not like
You know what I
taking
mean?
a quarter out every time, you know? And then on the flip side of that is I understand that times are tough and money is a really tough issue right now. And I understand that. And so if you do download the records, which I don't, you should buy bands.
Yeah.
Because there are.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you do download and you're like, I have no choice, I have no money, and I want to hear your new record so badly, you better learn every goddamn word. You better buy a ticket, and you better be.
So you better be in the front row
right
singing every fucking song.
You better come right to me and go, hey, I downloaded your record, but I know every word to every song you have. And you better lose your mind and buy a t-shirt, and you better take a fucking picture with me.
Yeah, yeah.
And as long as you do that, I'm cool with it. I just, you know, if you could buy it, even like, I pay $10 a month, and I get Spotify, and I stream music. Spotify cuts checks for bands and sends them like per stream because they have ads on.
Yeah, so you're almost your ass capped out fees, right?
Yeah, and dude, it's great. It's really cool. Like companies like Spotify and Last.fm and Pandora, they rule, man. And I think that's going to be more of the way of the world in the next couple of years, is streaming music as opposed to like buying physical CDs.
What's this weekend streaming, man? Look at fucking Netflix. Look at all that shit. It's a push of a button. Dude, I got a 70-inch TV in my house, and I can get any movie.
Any movie you
I get
want.
like 10 different subscriptions to Netflix and Hulu and all that bullshit.
So buy a subscription to Spotify and stream the Vanna record, and I'm cool with that.
And he's gonna get. He's gonna. It's a job for him. It is.
This is all I do.
This is what he. You know what I mean? This is. It's still what he does for a living. I mean, it's great that you guys love him and you want to see him, but make sure if you want to see him continue, spend a little money on him. You know what I mean? Just a little piece, like you know what I mean? Come to the show and buy exactly $5 plus. He's gonna sign it. It's a memory. You know what I mean?
Take a picture with you. Anything people want. That's the thing is like, people have to realize that like if you don't spend a little bit of money on bands and go see them and buy their records, they can't.
Yeah, they're not gonna be around, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And they go, oh, why are you breaking up? I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know what else to do. You know?
Family to support, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unfortunately, my music.
I'm married to a very, very pretty woman who I would love to take out to dinner. So
right.
For my wife's sake, you should go buy my record.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, you can't go in the restaurant and sing one of his tunes and say, you know what?
Yeah, I'll sing for you if I can get a free meal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. One more time, if they want to find out everything, what is it?
Facebook is just Vanna Music. Instagram is @VannaBoston. Twitter is @VannaBoston. And our Tumblr website is VannaBoston.com.
Buy some shit.
Buy shit.